Why do some of the most independent people hate their birthdays? While others plan parties and post countdowns, Sigma males often find themselves wishing they could just treat it like any other day. It's not about being antisocial or hating celebration. They're the kind of guys who can steal the spotlight when they want to, but really care about genuine connections and meaningful moments. Yet something about birthdays makes them uncomfortable in ways that others might not understand. Dr. Mark Thompson states, "For introspective individuals, forced celebration often creates more stress than joy." This perfectly captures the Sigma male's birthday paradox. A day meant for happiness often becomes a source of secret tension. It's not the idea of celebration that's the problem. It's how birthdays have become more about performance than genuine joy, more about meeting others' expectations than honoring what the day means to you. Obviously, not all Sigma males hate their birthdays, but many feel aversion or indifference. Let's explore 6 reasons why Sigma males often find themselves counting down to the day after their birthday, rather than the day itself. Number 1. Unwanted attention. Studies show that 85% of people enjoy being the center of attention on their birthday. For Sigma males, being in that remaining 15% creates an interesting paradox. Most of the year, Sigma males carefully maintain a low profile, not because they're hiding, but because flying under the radar gives them the freedom to observe, think, and act without constant social interference. They prefer to be present without drawing attention, a strategy that serves them well in both personal and professional life. Think of your typical birthday. Suddenly, people who barely acknowledge you all year are sending messages, making calls, and wanting to celebrate. Coworkers who usually walk past your desk now stop to chat. Social media fills with generic wishes from people you haven't spoken to in years. It's a flood of superficial attention that feels more overwhelming than flattering. Dr. James Carter, a social psychologist, explains it well. Forced attention creates what we call spotlight anxiety, where even confident people feel uncomfortable because they've lost control of their social visibility. This creates a particular kind of tension. Sigma males can handle attention when it's earned or chosen, not forced by a date on the calendar. However, birthday attention feels different. It's random, unearned, and often comes from people who show little interest in genuine connection the rest of the year. It's like having your volume suddenly turned up when you've carefully set it to the perfect level. The spotlight isn't just about being seen. It's about losing control of when and how you're seen. Sigma males take pride in managing their social presence, so being forced into the spotlight can feel like giving up a bit of their hard-earned independence. What others see as a gift, being the center of attention, feels more like having your personal space invaded, because sometimes the best kind of attention is the freedom to choose when you want none at all. Number 2. Fake connections. Have you ever wondered why certain people only surface on special occasions? Research shows that 70% of birthday wishes come from people who don't interact with you any other day of the year. Psychologists call this opportunistic social behavior, where people use milestone moments to maintain the illusion of connection. For Sigma males, this flood of fake friendliness feels like watching a play where everyone's reading from the same tired script. The same colleagues who compete with you all year suddenly become your biggest cheerleaders. The family members who once judged your life choices now want to celebrate your existence. The old friends who disappeared when you needed support now act like they've always been there. Dr. Sarah Chen calls this social theater, where people act like they're friends instead of actually being friends. It's less about a real connection and more about keeping up their image as a good friend or caring relative. For those with a Sigma personality, this performance feels almost insulting. Think about it. The same people who take credit for your work or undermine your efforts suddenly want to celebrate their valued teammate. Or family gatherings, where relatives who gossip about your choices all year now want to toast to your success. They used to show zero interest in your life, but the moment Facebook reminds them it's your birthday, they turn into your biggest well-wishers. What bothers Sigma males isn't just the fakeness, it's the assumption that they can't see through it. Sigma types are highly intuitive and observant, so it's no surprise that they can sense your true intentions. They notice who's around when things get hard and who's only there for the good times. These shallow interactions mimic the depth people appreciate in real relationships. It's like being offered monopoly money when you deal in real currency. For Sigma males, this yearly parade of fake connections is a good reminder of why they value quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. Because real friendship isn't an annual event, it's a daily choice. Number 3. Emotional expectations. Did you know that birthdays trigger what psychologists call mandatory happiness syndrome? It's when you're expected to feel and show peak joy, just because the calendar says so. For Sigma males, this pressure to perform specific emotions on command feels like emotional manipulation. Birthdays come with an unwritten emotional script. You're supposed to beam with joy at every mention of your special day. Act touched by every gesture, no matter how small. Show constant gratitude, even if you're not feeling it. Express excitement about things you'd rather avoid. It's like being handed an emotional costume and told to wear it perfectly. Dr. Kevin Jung, an expert in emotional intelligence, explains, forced emotional displays create what we call emotional dissonance, the stress of displaying feelings that don't match your genuine emotional state. Sigma males care about being true to themselves, so this mismatch can feel totally off. The pressure intensifies when others monitor your emotional performance. Are you smiling enough? Do you look happy enough? Why aren't you more excited? Your natural reactions get judged against society's birthday happiness standard. What makes this harder for Sigma males is their preference for processing emotions privately. They might feel deep appreciation or joy, but prefer to express it in their own way, at their own pace. Instead, they're expected to put on an emotional fireworks display for others' satisfaction. Most frustrating is how others interpret any deviation from the expected emotional script. Show too little joy and you're ungrateful. Aren't you excited enough? Then you're ruining everyone else's mood. If you express a desire for emotional space, you're seen as being difficult. For Sigma males, this emotional pressure turns real feelings into a forced act. Because real emotions don't follow a schedule, and true appreciation doesn't need an audience. Number 4. Social obligations. There's a term in psychology called social debt, the feeling that you owe something back to people who do things for you. For Sigma males, birthdays create an avalanche of these unspoken obligations. Think about how this usually goes. Someone plans a surprise gathering. Now you're expected to act pleased, even if you hate surprises. A colleague brings cupcakes to the office. Suddenly you're obligated to share your special day with the entire department. Family members insist on their traditional birthday rituals. Saying no makes you the bad guy. Dr. Rachel Morrison, an expert in social psychology, says, obligatory social rituals create what we call reciprocity pressure, the feeling that you must participate and reciprocate regardless of your own preferences. This kind of pressure really affects Sigma males because they care a lot about keeping social interactions authentic. Being forced to participate in social rituals they didn't choose feels like compromising their integrity. It's not just about showing up to events or accepting kind gestures. It's about the ripple effect of social obligations that come after. Each happy birthday creates an invisible ledger entry. Now you're expected to remember their birthday, attend their celebrations, or participate in their special moments. What started as one day of obligations spreads throughout the year, creating a web of social commitments you never asked for. For a Sigma who carefully chooses his social engagements, this forced reciprocity feels like losing control of his schedule. It's not about being ungrateful. It's about maintaining the freedom to engage with others on his own terms. The real tension isn't in the obligations themselves, but in how they turn genuine connections into social transactions. Because once something becomes an obligation, it loses the very authenticity that Sigma males value most. Number 5. All the phone calls and happy birthday messages. Have you ever counted how many notifications you get on your birthday? Research shows the average person receives between 25 to 100 birthday messages across different platforms. Now imagine being a Sigma who typically maintains a minimal digital footprint, suddenly bombarded with this tsunami of communication. Your phone becomes a time bomb of interruptions. Each notification, each message, each call creates a tiny fracture in your focus and productivity. Just when you're deep in thought or engaged in meaningful work, ping. Another birthday wish demands your attention. Dr. Alex Martinez, who studies digital communication patterns, notes, the constant stream of birthday notifications creates what we call attention fragmentation, where your mental focus gets repeatedly broken, leading to cognitive stress. The real challenge isn't just the volume. It's the way these messages hijack your day. Each notification carries an invisible timer. If you wait too long to respond, you're rude. If you reply too briefly, you're ungrateful. If you miss a call, you'll have to explain why later. Your time and attention suddenly belong to everyone else. What's really frustrating for Sigma males is how these digital intrusions force constant context switching. One moment you're focused on important work, the next you're crafting appropriate responses to people you barely interact with. Each switch costs mental energy that could be better spent elsewhere. The pressure peaks when important contacts mix with casual ones. A client's message gets buried under birthday wishes. A crucial email disappears in the flood of notifications. Your well-kept digital boundaries fall apart when birthday traditions take over. For someone who likes real conversations and focused attention, all these messages can feel really annoying. Sometimes, the best gift is checking your phone without worrying about what's there. Number 6. The singing. There's something uniquely awkward about having a group of people sing to you while you sit there, trying to figure out what to do with your face. It's a moment of forced spotlight that even the most social people find strange. Sigma males are usually private and reserved, so this public display can feel like a form of torture. Imagine a room full of people, some you barely know, gathered around you. They're all staring, singing off-key, while you're expected to, what exactly? Smile. Conduct. Dance? There's no manual for how to act during these endless 30 seconds. Dr. Lisa Park, a body language expert, explains why this moment feels so unnatural. Being the focal point of a group performance while being expected to remain passive creates what we call social role confusion. You're simultaneously the audience and the subject. The weirdest part is that this happens multiple times. At work, with family, at dinner. Each time, you're stuck in that same bizarre moment. People performing at you while you try to look appreciative without feeling completely awkward. It's not about hating tradition or attention. It's about that specific moment of social theater where everyone, including the singers, knows how strange it feels but participates anyway, because, well, that's just what we do on birthdays. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on Sigma males and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay strong and keep evolving.